What's up, guys? Welcome in. Pile on in here. Ryan, Trevor, Keith, Trio. What's up, guys? Welcome in. Pile on in. I'm late. I know. I'm sorry. I'm here. Sorry, guys. Get your butts on in here, though. Let's get you rolling. We got stuff to do today. We got a lot of stuff to do today. We're going to be busy. Busy. Tear through as many of these snowplow issues as I can. Which means a lot of fixes. There's a lot to go on here, so I'll take a look at it. Jason, welcome in. Historic, how you doing? Got your case of root beers and ready to go? Man, I'm ready for tomorrow. I need some beers. It's time for a Friday. Hunter, welcome in. Nick, Klukas, how you doing, man? Welcome in, guys. Pile in here. I assume everybody's done watching the ad. Dak, how you doing, buddy? Some people watching 4 likes already. We're off to a good start. Let's get into it. So, let me pull up the game here. Do our monitor share like we always do. Couple things. Couple major things we need to take care of. Coming from Kedrick. Oh, cool. Kedrick finishing up. Cody Hawkins, how you doing, man? Welcome in, everybody. Lots of new names. Lots of names I'm not sure that I've seen before. F350 is here finally. Yeah, it is. That's awesome, isn't it? So we got the plow hooking up to the skid steer last night. Very nice. We have a bunch of collisions to adjust, as you can see. They're kind of just wherever they want to be, more or less. That's going to help us. We're going to work those out. We need to start looking at quite a few things in GE. The other thing is that I see right off the bat is hoses. We need to figure that out. So we're going to start tearing through some hoses. That should be fun. Ready for Friday? Yeah. Same, man. Same. Finished 20 minutes ago, wasn't feeling well. I totally feel it. Sorry to hear that he wasn't feeling well. I've been, past 2 weeks, man, I was pretty well down and out myself, so. We're going to start working through this stuff. See tax pack on them. Yeah, right. Same here. I'm dying for it. Fittings, that's all going to be part of hydraulic stuff. We're going to move some of this stuff around. Attacher pieces. This is basically our frame. Cylinder rod L, rod R. This top rubber piece, we can actually make that dynamic at some point. Then the blade, not a big deal. Not much I have to do there. This needs to be part of moving parts, though, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And that would allow it to. I don't think it's quite going to rotate yet, but I think eventually that's going to need to be part of that group. Pin attacher, that's not a big deal. Pin washers, those are fine. They don't really have to go anywhere. There's a big bolt here. It doesn't really affect anything. Trying to think of how I want to group some of this stuff, because a lot of this stuff is just visual. It doesn't really change much, but some of it is part of a rotating piece. So what I'm thinking we'll end up having to do are these springs. If I unhide these, okay, so that's where my springs are going to go. They're going to be part of this group, I think. So we can actually go ahead and grab those. Control X, come down here into the visuals, and Control V. And then we need to rotate them around to where they need to be. Set that to 0. Where did that put them? All the way out there. Wow. Why are you that far away? Zero all this stuff off. better. Still not sure where actually are though. Huh. Maybe undo all that. Put it back where it was. We'll come back for that. How long have I been modding for? 4 months, 5 months, something like that. Not very long. I'll tell you that much. It's been not been a long journey. I say that with full confidence. Pretty new to this. Just trying to figure out how we need to group this. I do have all my gloss maps done for all this stuff as far as I can tell. Shaders, all that stuff's good. I mean, we could leave it all up top, I think, but the problem is like once we actually get everything to where it'll turn right, I don't think it's gonna work then. The other thing I'm wondering about hydraulic stuff. Let me start showing some of this hydraulic stuff. That's gonna be a mess. Yeah, this is I mean, everything you see we've made 100% ourselves in Blender, piece by piece, part by part. I don't think I'll be as fast as EY. EY is ridiculous. That man's on another level. I don't understand how he works so fast. I guess let's start tweaking some collisions, because that's really what's killing us right this very second. If we bring all of them in this way, start with that, and we need to start scaling them downward. So for this one here, obviously it's going to rotate down a little bit more. This one, kind of scale it in. It doesn't need to be as tall as it is. Start kind of sliding them around. Everything's situated as it should be. Play on the F350. I'm watching you. That's awesome, man. Glad the F350 finally came out, guys. I was really excited for that one myself. That should be good enough for that one for now. Ace Modding, how you doing, man? Welcome in. Let's tighten this one up. Roll it a little bit. We'll scale it in because it's way thick. Can't believe how thick this one is. That's a thick boy. Doesn't need to be as long either. Slide it up and in. Something like that might help. Sucks you can't put a plow on it though. Yeah, I gotcha for sure. 6 time patience. Yeah, it does. It really, really does. It's, you have to be basically able to work on it like every day, and it's really hard to do. It's really hard to do. We might try to slap this one down there between the two. Right there in that spot that's kind of missing. So that's one. Maybe we go ahead and tweak it around. Something like that. Higher and less rotation. So this one's almost vertical. Which is kind of helpful actually. One. Yeah. Is this plow, will you be able to put it on other tractors? Right now, you'll be able to put it on skid steers, is my plan. So if you don't want to use it on my tractor, you should be able to use it on skid steers. Which kind of works, because I don't think we actually have any skid steer plows at the moment. See how that looks within the group. Slide it up and back. Maybe a little slight rotate to the front. Maybe I'll grab more of what I need it to. See kind of how this works. You basically just have to twist and tweak until you get things exactly how you want them. Scale this one down, bring it down. Obviously, we're going to make new collisions at some point, but for right now, this gets us a good working idea of like what it is we're actually doing here. Gives you something functioning to be able to look at, you know. A little more rotation on that. Something like that. Not gonna be able to get it perfect, but if we can get it close, that'd be pretty cool. Hey CBW, how you doing, buddy? I think that looks better as a whole. One of these is kind of thin. 3. Maybe it's 1. I feel like it could be stretched out a little bit more. I think that'll work. Still at least give us something for now. Who didn't get a number for 1 month? Time to run away. Something like that, huh? Logan Cross, no, we're working on the pack right now. Working on it right now. It's all part of the pack. Okay, so transform, main component, transform. Need slid back a little bit relative to the main component. Main component. There you go. That should work nicer. So let's save that real quick. Hop back in. Hope to start your new job soon. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Okay, so you can see all of our collisions are too narrow. And we slid too far away from our main component. Just transform. Need to go back, forward. Hit save. Grab our collisions. And I suppose we need to widen them up even more. Hit save. Back in. F12. Reload. It's pretty good on the main component. Still needs to be a little wider on the collisions. Collisions. Wider. Save. Reload. Hey, that's pretty close. We need to narrow up the 1. So that would be literally collision 1. Narrow that up a little bit. 12, reload. It's not half bad. If we look at it, there you go. You can actually push something. But now it sinks into the floor looking a little bit. So the bottom collision needs to be longer. So that would be collision 2. Slide it down a little bit, extend it, save it. Let's see how that looks. I'll reload. Hey, look at that. The bottom collision is much better now. You can see just what that does for us. So it literally allows everything to sit nicer on the floor. Here's this oddball box. We need to figure out what that is. It's probably this. Yes. What do you use to mod? Giants editor. I use Giants editor, Blender, and Notepad++ basically are the 3 main ones. Okay, so let's just make this like much shorter because I don't really know what this is for. I think it's kind of a collision for this support arm generally. So maybe we do something like this for it. I'm not real familiar with Walker Farms, so if anybody has a good answer there for spoon-fed, that would be much appreciated. Let me try that. Reload. Yes, that did actually make that much nicer. Slide it more the one way, though. Save. 12. Reload. There you go. See how easy that is? It's basically just like move stuff around until it works. Now you can see if we rotate the blade, collision rotates, but not the plates. So that's going to be a thing that we'll have to work out at some point. If I sit it on the floor as well, it should actually fall back on itself, which is what it's supposed to do. So that's perfect. All of that stuff seems to be working nicely. All right. Jake, how you doing, buddy? So, next thing we need to do, it's kind of a pain, would be to start putting some of this hardware down into the moving parts group. So, Control X, Control V. This transform is going to be for our rotating blade. All right, Nick, we'll catch you later, man. Blade parts. Okay. Rotating blade parts. And we're going to start grabbing. We start with the blade. We're going to move it. Hopefully it just transfers over right as it's supposed to. And it didn't really do that, so we're going to have to try to reposition it. Hopefully the scale is the same. She should be. It's not. Why would it be? The way to do this would be to scale it. This. You get a hold of the green arrow there. There we go. Yeah, John Deere, use a lot of John Deere mods on the console. I gotcha. Yeah. I am just the same. Can't tell if that's quite lined up right. So hard to get a good view in Blender. Just can't tell. That just doesn't look right. Let's just start by just stretching it this way. Getting that right. Tell you what, we're just gonna put it back in the main group that it started in and roll with it for now until we get some of these moving part groups sorted back out. Emergency guy, welcome in. How you doing, man? Because that's a pain if you gotta separate it piece by piece. I do want to start figuring out some of these hydraulics, though. Start showing all these connection hoses. Detached. Connector. Not sure how all these work. We're gonna figure all that out. Left hydraulic, we're gonna unhide all this as well. Hydraulic joint. Plow or front or rear plow? It's front plow, hooks up to basically the front of the front loader. It's the best way to describe it. Hybrid jump 320 joint stuff. I'm not sure where all this is connecting, so let's go toggle single line comment on a lot of the hydraulic stuff. Probably gonna make for some errors here. Probably gonna cause some errors. Toggle single line comment. Okay. We're gonna save it. We're gonna save it. Pop back into the game. Hit F12 and it's gonna completely jack up some hoses. Okay. Not as bad as I thought it would, actually. Not nearly as bad as I thought it would. Okay, obviously some tweaks there to be made. Okay. Let's start with this. So we need to tell it exactly where we're plugging hydraulic hoses in at. Hey, welcome back. Can be both. If you look at the list of... No, Robbie, this is for the the front of the front loader. It is nothing with, it doesn't hook up to a rear 3-point or anything. Hooks up to the front loader. Left hydraulic. Right hydraulic. Let me try tweaking these points around and see if that moves. That. I think I can see where they're trying to plug in at. No. You also see the hoses kind of tweaking through me. Yeah. Those ones probably end up getting removed. Hide these. Right, hydraulic joint. Hydraulic reference. This one? Left hydraulic reference. Try that. No. Still not actually referencing the hydraulic nodes. It's just a matter of figuring out which part it is that is the two floating hoses, basically. Telling them where to be. That might be the point right there. It does kind of look like they're just floating, hanging out right there. I wonder if I move these around, if that'll help. Hydraulic in one connector. No, it still didn't move it. I did move the hose there though. So that is that for when it's not connected. Connection hoses are tricky. I was hoping it would just be these hydraulic reference nodes, but it's really not that. Is it something to do with let me try. Wonder what would happen if I did something weird with it. What if we rotate them? Now this way. Just gonna try it, see what happens. We'll set this Y to 0. That should actually help us. Well, I'm trying to hook up. Yeah, basically, it's trying to figure out which node it is that is the node that you need it to be. Which hose hooks to where? If that makes sense. See, now if I detach it, they display in the right spot. But that doesn't really tell us where we need to be when we're attached. You know what I mean? Really, that's not the right solution either. They should be the other way around. Set that back to 0. Basically. I get it now. I see what it's doing. Okay, so what we need to do, much of a pain as this is going to be, we need to take this detach point, attach one to each cylinder. I get it now. It's really painful. It really sucks. This is how it works. Really no good way to move this thing either. Back in game, Q, F12. See? You have to move. It's got everything to do with that lower joint. The problem is, it's like I need to be able to move the A and the B, and I can't move the A and the B. I can only move the whole thing, if that makes sense. It's really a pain. Like, I see how it works, but it's really painful. And there might be ways to make it work, but I might have to sacrifice some things to do that. We really have to get in here and try to tweak this to make it right, but I think we can do it. What we can do, what we're gonna have to do, is kind of rotate things out to work nicely for us. Just kind of a pain in the butt to do because you have to try to get yourself in position here to see everything. Like that. should look nicer. Now if I go back into game here, the one should be up underneath of it. Yes, just like that. And then same thing with the other one. So we need to go to this one and rotate it around to match. Here we go. Looks like it should be kind of within range. Hop back in game real quick and see how that looks. There you go. See what we did there is we kind of just tucked them in underneath of the cylinders. Coming out the hoses are kind of coming out the bottom. I mean, if you can't make them right, at least hide them right. Basically. For now. See if we can't tuck the actual connectors off to the side too, but still need to figure out how to move the other points. Really hoped there would be this left and right hydraulic node. We just move this way up out of here to see what happens. Nah, I didn't tweak that at all. Oh. What a pain, man. This is just because of the way Giants does their hoses. If this, was something else, then it'd be easier. The way I am planning on making my hoses should be way easier than this. Is the tractor going to have nearly the placement for the... Robbie, I still have to... What I'm trying to do is tell the plow where the hoses need to plug in at. And that is something that stays the same between this and a skid steer, right? So I have to tell the plow, hey, there's supposed to be a hose plugging into this cylinder and a hose plugging into this cylinder, and then whatever it hooks up to will automatically put the hoses there. Does that make sense? Just trying to figure out which node it is that tells it that. Because right now it doesn't really make much sense. Yeah, gotcha. Cool. Deal. See, a lot of these hoses I don't think we're actually going to use. I think these are all just remnant hoses from the original Jump 320. There's kind of visual hoses that don't actually do much. But now I'm trying to understand this hydraulic punch stuff. I think this is all stuff that we're going to need for when we actually throw our cylinders in. Actually get them working. But I'm not seeing is where all of our hoses actually plug into the hydraulics cylinders, which is interesting. These we've tweaked. It didn't really do much. Just unfortunate. Really hoping these were going to be the answer. Really, these guys I don't actually care that much about, if I'm being honest with you. When the plow is disconnected, I don't really care where the hoses go. Don't know that I care that you see them at all, to be honest with you, but... so we're just gonna hide this whole group for now. I'm wondering if when I hide the group though, we try that. Reload. It does hide when they're connected. So okay, so that's what we need to do. We need to go through one at a time, unhide these. See where they pop up at. Nowhere. Interesting. See, it doesn't give me a thing for attached. Let me unhide that. Hey, Floof, how you doing, buddy? Sorry, I see your messages. I just haven't got around to it. We're messing with hoses. Sure. Pain. Doing good. Glad to hear it, buddy. Still, if you unhide that group, doesn't show any hoses. Doesn't make sense at all to me. What do they want you to do to tell it like where the location is for hoses plugging in? Show you what I'm struggling with. They're just floating there. I could get these guys like relatively good enough, right? I don't even actually care if it shows hoses when it's not attached. What I care about is that it plugs the hose in somewhere when it is attached. Doesn't really seem to care at all where you tell at that point is. I feel like I'm losing my mind. This hydraulic stuff seems to affect it. I'll move this whole group as a whole 10 feet in the air. Nothing. Nothing changes. I don't get it, man. I don't. It's gotta be something XML done, I guess. Hydraulic. Man, I don't know. I don't know. On the hydraulic stuff. Got me puzzled. Connection hoses. Axis hydraulic attacher. True. It doesn't let me tell it where the attaching hose needs to be. Tell what color the hoses are. I can tell it the diameter of the hoses. I can tell it the length of the hoses. I can tell it all that. I cannot tell it where to plug the hoses in at. That's what I don't understand it. It's beyond me. I don't know. This might be one that's it's a rooster stay at 6 a.m. I have no idea. What does a rooster stay? We're gonna hide all the hose stuff for now, I suppose. It's one of those things I just don't know what to do with. Until I do a little more learning here, these are probably all gonna get hidden and we'll worry about them another day. Hide all of our connection hoses stuff. It's all stuff that's just not feasible for me to figure out. Now, that being said, Hubler node reference. This is a good one to tweak, because I think this tells us exactly where the middle of the plow is and how high off the ground it needs to be. Just like it's showing right there. And there. Okay. Main transformer group, main component, all that's lined up, right? We decided it's all pretty good. Attacher joint, that's where I want it to be. This top reference node, I don't actually think we're gonna need that. As far as I know, no. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete it for now. And then if I hit F12 reload, yeah, it doesn't really change anything. Got a couple errors, so the index is not found now because we don't need it. So if we get rid of top reference node, go back into game 12.3.1. It doesn't know what that reference is. So 12.3.1 is hydraulic out. Stuff I'm not really worried about. Let's go ahead and single line comment. Uh-oh. What's he yelling at you for, Robbie? Ah, cockadoo. Ah. Yeah, I'd say Streamlabs didn't like that one for some reason. Single line comment. Single line comment. And then if we also come up here, we could tell same thing we can do. Moving parts, this section can all be single line comment. We send all this to Halim. He can take a look at the hydraulic stuff, see if he can't figure anything out. Single line comment. I don't think I need this top reference node stuff, so let's get rid of that. This should all still work just fine. Come back in game real quick and start clearing errors, basically is what we're trying to do. It's not found, right hydraulic, okay, just fine. There's also something about wheels too. We need to tell it, hey, you're not worried about wheels. Mesh. Oh, and left hydraulic right there can be single line commented as well. The pig crossroads, she can stay off. There you go. 2 LED lights on the plow. Probably not. Probably not. Because then we also have to add electrical connections and all that stuff, and that's I don't think all that necessary. Not really gonna help you much. What is this crap about the wheels? Attach joint, skid steer. I don't think I need any of this input attacher joint stuff here. If I delete that, it should be all good. Let me single line comment and make sure it still works. If I just single line comment this whole section. We'll find out what we need, what we don't. Gives me a good idea if I can remove stuff. Yep, there we go. So this stuff can all go. So this attachable section here, because we have an attachable section. Don't need that attachable section. Pig crosses the road twice. Lucky. Let's change this stuff up here real quick. 25 R snow plow. Do a quick refresh. Smash GP20. It's not that anymore. Make this a lizard. Showing a winter equipment. Implement, tool, attach joint. Control attacher joint height. That's all good. Default hydraulic sounds. Nodes, root part, that's gonna be, yeah, this rotation part is all gonna include the blade and all that stuff later on. We'll have to move the blade into that group, unfortunately. Dirty double crosser. That's funny. That's funny. Index not found, left or right hydraulic. Because we're not using left or right hydraulics, we can go tell it somewhere here. There's a line in here calling on the left and right hydraulic, and we don't need it. At least not right now. I need to make this bigger. Left and right hydraulic. Ah. Here. Okay. So let's single line comment this. Save. I should clear up that error. We should still be able to rotate it. Yes. Index not found. 123000. Hydraulic N1 detached. We can actually single line comment that. It doesn't actually matter. Single line comment. This will be some more errors cleared. Okay, base and transformers on a shape. Vehicle base material 0. Okay. Cylinder moving tools. What was that? It's vehicle cylinder moving tools and valve wheel index. Okay. Wheel indexed. Double cross because he wants to work and dislikes work. Right. What is this comment? Let's go YouTube comment. Nothing important. So what is this about wheels that I'm not seeing in the XML? Control joint, move support, boat part. I don't see anything in here about wheels. $5,000 liter capacity, whatever. Leveler, jump 320 main component, yeah, that's all fine, right? Jump 320 main component 1, yeah. Effect mesh, leveler. Yes, yes. Snow dust. Snow array, DDS. Plow wheels, yeah. I'm just not sure where they're at in here. Because as far as I could tell, there's nothing about wheels in the XML. Components, tool, attachable, control height attacher, cylinder moving tools, controls, rotation, sounds, nothing about that, cylindered. There's honestly nothing cylindered in here. This is all the cylindered stuff from here to here, and there's nothing about wheels in that section. Nothing in the fill units section, nothing in the leveler section as far as I could tell. It's just making this stuff up on me. No, there's some more to this plow. See, it doesn't tell me though the issues with this one. I could look at another plow similar to this one, but it doesn't tell me where the wheels are in the XML. I gotta see that. And I don't see that. Unless it's buried within the i3D XML, which we're really not seeing much about. We're gonna go check next. So we're gonna go if we hit here, we hit here, we hit open with Notepad++. see anything in here about it. It's just making that stuff up. Hose and springs, vehicle shader, default normal. Yeah, there is nothing in here about it. I don't know. It's confusing me, that's for sure. Mod desk, maybe, nope, nothing in there. No idea. This is my mind. It's not about something else too that I'm not really sure that I'm seeing. Something to do with the colors. We'll figure that out in a minute. Yeah, I'm getting a little discouraged here because I really don't see what the issue is. They're just warnings, so like it's not the end of the world. It should still work. But I guess I'm just not sure why some of these things are popping up as issues. Quick save in here. Yeah, those are the wheels it's talking about. But I don't really understand where those wheels are playing into mine at all. Because I've removed everything to do with the wheels. Doesn't really make sense. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Anyway, what we can do in the meantime is go ahead and add color options. I suppose that's a fine thing to do. Let's go add some color options. 1025R bale spear. We're gonna grab material and some base material stuff. Copy that. Hit enter twice. Paste and hit enter twice. And make this work for us. So it's not going to be main mat. It's going to be on the blade. That is main mat. Look at that. Main mat. And then we're going to have the support along with the attacher pieces are all going to be on the same thing, which is metal black. So that's good already. Don't need to do anything there. Just need to tell what the base node is, and we're not worried about the spike, so we can remove that. Line and remove. Design material 2 configs. And we're going to call this support. Pieces. Get off my monitor. Calling on color mat 0, color mat 1, right? Ooh, I haven't told it. Interesting. Vehicle shader, variation, color mask. This guy's gonna call on, I need to go back to the attacher pieces. Metal black is calling on 055, 055. It's gonna call on color mat 1. Support, same thing, color mat 1. 055. 0. Ew. Screw that up. This crashes it every time. Why did I just do that? Just crash Blender again. I think I'd learned my lesson by now, not to hit Control Z while you're doing that. Oh well, this is what it is. To be fair, I didn't do a whole lot that I can't fix, I don't think. Fixing an issue I found in my work. Support needs to be cast, receive, tangents. Apparently I didn't do any of this. Material gloss map. Data shared. Specular. Normal. Vehicle shader. Color mask. Except for it's using color mat 1, which is 0.055. 0.55. 0.55. That helps. I did do this all the way around, right? Good time to check. Shape. Yup. Yup. Blade. Yup. Hey, PS4 Farmer, how you doing, buddy? Welcome in. Should be able to tell it basically anything that is metal black. It's going to call on color mat 1. And anything that's green should call on main mat. Use color mat 0. Basically is what we're trying to do. So we need to make sure our base nodes are right. So I guess now is a good time to start rolling through those. And we can also go ahead and hide our hydraulic references. For now, ignore that those exist. Okay, so let's start calling out our nodes. Get our nodes list right. We're gonna copy these, delete, paste them here, copy these, and delete, enter, paste, fix that crap. And be a lot of mapping to do. So let's just start from the top. So main component, And then you're going to go to, we're going to rename this one. This is going to be DEERE PLOW Viz. Okay. And down through the list, we need to rename all these. We'll call this frame. Maybe the F350. I haven't got a chance to use it yet, to be honest with you. Had it 19, I liked it though. So plow frame. These guys don't actually move. I don't really know why they have to be all separated the way they are, but whatever. This guy is actually something completely different. This is snowplow rotation joint. Rotation pin. And this is plow hardware. It's fine. Plow springs. And then support. We're gonna call this, actually it'll be underscore blade underscore support. All right, here we go. It goes from 00 down to 011 basically. So, but it's gonna start with, this is gonna be DEERE underscore plow viz. Attacher joints way down the line, so we need to copy this line, paste, enter, paste, enter, paste, enter, paste. Just give ourselves some room here. So we're gonna go, we got DEERE PLOW viz, then it goes basically snow underscore plow underscore plow for a ways here. So then we got exclamation underscore frame. Actually, what I should do is copy this line, delete these three, paste, and then just edit this last word. Actually, I should copy it right like this. Copy. So snowplow, cylinder, rod underscore L. Paste, it's gonna be cylinder, rod underscore R. And then you have rubber. And you have blade. And you have cylinder. Pin. You have cylinder. Actually, I need an underscore for my pin. Underscore pin. Underscore pin. Underscore washer. Snow plow. Rotation. Pin. Paste. You have snow plow. Hardware. We still got to go in and get all the nodes for these, so. Yeah, man, what a pain. Snow plow. Springs. You have blade sport. Blade underscore support. All right. And then you go back up. And you go attach joint, then you go support arm. And you have rotation part, leveler node, effect mesh, snow effect node. You get into your collisions. It should be all fine. We're gonna leave that as it is for now. So snowplow fittings, we start with. Did I skip fittings? I totally skipped fittings. Snowplow fittings. To be honest, I don't know if fittings is gonna stay. Anyway, 0. And then basically they go 1 through the end on 11. So for the blade support, go ahead and just make that 11. We know we did it right. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Got it. And then attacher joint is, yes, 12. Leveler node is 1302. Yep, all perfect. Perfect, perfect. Okay. Effect mesh is 1330. Yes, nailed that. Okay. So then we can go with our base material stuff. Main mat for base node. call on 1 for the frame. Wait, no, this is going to be for base node for the snowplow blade, which is 5. Okay. And then metal black can call on frame would be 1, yes. Okay. True. So main mat, metal black. Okay, so color selection should work. We just need to remove the base material stuff for the that was there to begin with because it doesn't actually work anymore. I think I got it. Try that. Let's go try that. Well, reload. Reload store. I should have fixed quite a few things as well. 1025R snowplow. Yup. And you can change the color. Bada boom, bada bing. Cool stuff. I feel like most people are gonna have it green and black, but you have options. You can make it orange to match your skid steer. There you go. First try. Got that right. We have to figure out the width on it. That's going to be an issue. 620 kilograms, really heavy. It doesn't weigh that much. Collisions are okay. Good enough for now. Detach from that one. We'll pick up this one. Ooh, it is sinking into the floor. As soon as I detach from that, it doesn't. So what's going on with that? Let me buy a couple. See if they all do it. It's not sinking into the shop floor, is it? No. That looks good. You got that right already. Yeah, color selection's working. That all right? Buy a blue one. Why is it sinking into the shop floor right off the rip? Or into the real floor? I guess not the shop floor. I'd be inclined to say because of that lowest part collision would be my guess. Let's adjust that a little bit. Coble, how you doing, buddy? Welcome in, man. I haven't seen you in a minute. Let me grab this lowest part collision, which is supposed to be the one that was good. Did we scale it up a little bit? A little bigger. See if that helps. Maybe not as wide. A little thinner. Side to side. Don't have to go that far. Save. Let's go see if that works. Way too narrow now. Try that again. Reload, and a little wider. Buy another one, see if it glitches straight through the floor. Nope. That looks better. Piece you're gonna work on next after the snowplow. We'll probably start working on some bug fixes on the log grapple Monday, I think. Might not get as far as we want, but we can try to at least get some bug fixes done. So this guy doesn't rotate yet, and I need to work on the hoses, but we have figured out a lot of the collisions. We made color options work. Could throw some snow down. I bet it plows a little better this time too. Should definitely plow much better than it did last night, I'll say that. Let's get some snow. Set me to February. Set snowing. Add snow. Skip ahead time a little bit. Should be snow. Where's my snow? Give me something. Alright, Trio. Catch you later, buddy. Oh, hey, there's snow. And it does seem to plow a little better. Maybe not perfectly, but maybe a little better. I won't say it's a great snowplow, but it does plow snow, which is the advertised function, so. Yeah, it can move snow. I won't say it's good at it, but it can. You got a nice little pathway that's blocked. Can't shove it kind of into it. That's what we wanted it to do. So, I mean, it's like I said, it's not really made for clearing your entire yard, but if you need to clear out your driveway, you know, it's kind of what we were hoping for. Hey, Paul, I'm doing all right, buddy. Nina. Appreciate you, buddy. Appreciate you. Thanks, man. Turn F5 off. There you go. You know, snow plowing. It does function-ish. It does function-ish. Probably good enough to clear a sidewalk or something. This is a lot of snow too. Keep that in mind. And anytime you get a bunch of snow like this, obviously the plows kind of work like crap. It does work though. It's not perfect. I'll probably still tweak some things on it, but say overall it's pretty good as far as ability to push snow. Tell it the other way. I mean, the other nice thing is because it is on a front loader, you can lift it up and kind of take it a little bit of the pile at a time. You know what I mean? Let me give you a good example of that. Say I want to just kind of grab the top of the pile. I don't know if I can plow here or not. Looks like I can. You kind of pull in, get right about the top. Back up, come down. More to the bottom, lift up a little bit. See what I mean? Because it's on a front loader, it does kind of make it a little bit easier to kind of skim across the top. Starting map looks so different. I don't know. Because of all the red lines, is that what you're talking about? All the lines is me trying to show the collisions so I can see what's going on. As you can see, the yellow lines are where the actual plow is right now because it doesn't actually follow the piece that you're seeing visually. Yeah, you get what I'm saying here, where you can kind of push the top of the pile. How that kind of works. Just because it's all mounted onto the skid steer, it makes it a whole lot easier, I think, than if it was a regular V-plow. Maybe some things like that are obviously going to be better for clearing bigger areas, but like, so this is obviously meant for a small tractor, so small tractor, skid steer, that kind of thing. So yeah, I guess next thing will be fixing the visual component, fixing the part that you actually see, making sure that starts to rotate, which we got to go in Blender again to do that, teach it exactly, hey, this is where we're starting off, this is where we're ending. And the other thing we got to do, I guess, will be making our own skin mesh hoses and teaching starting and ending points on those, as well as making our own actual collisions. But for the meantime, the collisions we have here really aren't too bad. They will kind of do the job. Turn on some super strength here. We're gonna go put this skid steer away. Just because I'm faster than the skid steer is driving, I'm pretty sure. The other thing we need to do would be, I want everything to be able to be strapped down. We'll have to go in and do that. That shouldn't be too bad, I don't think. I don't actually know that we have to add anything per se to do that. Yeah, anyway. There you go. Snowplow's working. I mean, this week's been productive, right? I mean, we got pallet forks are working pretty much. Still getting stuck on pallets. We have to figure that out. There's definitely still some file cleanup to do with the snowplow too. Don't get me wrong there. We'll have to work on that next week. Yeah, I mean, I guess let me start writing down some stuff here for the plow that needs done. I'm probably gonna say we're gonna work on the plow either more Monday or Tuesday, one or the other. Maybe let's do more plow work Monday instead of the log grapple, just because I didn't quite get as far as I'd hoped for tonight. Plow, we need to file cleanup. We need to script rotating pieces, parts, straight parts, store image, hoses, and that's pretty much it outside of the main component collisions and dirt wear masks, which we know about for all of them. So yeah, I mean, that covers a lot of that stuff. Plow's pretty much good. Yeah, so we'll see what we can work on finishing up Monday. We'll try to at least do some file cleanup, some store images. We'll see if we can get anywhere with hoses or rotating parts, but for now, let's just start with those two things. If we get done with that, we'll work on doing some fixes here on the log grapple. Doing getting the materials right so we can color customize in shop, and we'll also take a whack at the some of the weird shadows. See if I can figure those out. There's some weirdness going on with that one. We gotta try to figure out. Same thing with this one with the paddle forks. Some weirdness with the shadows we gotta figure out. So, all right, guys, that's gonna do it for me today. I hope you all have a wonderful evening. I will see you guys back here on Monday. There will be no stream tomorrow, unfortunately, because we're back to Miss working Fridays. So, yeah, no stream for me. I think that's it, guys. Anything else? No. Have a good weekend. All right, see you Monday.